in an kind of actual in an actual kind of in a company for the SOC environment. Okay, so I hope I answered your question. Is there any other query on this part?
No, thank you.
Okay, okay. So let me discuss a little bit more about this chart that I am showing up here. So this chart actually kind of emphasizes that that kind of running a SOC operation involves more than just analysts performing trials. Okay, it requires the involvement of dedicated individuals performing tasks like content engineering, which involves writing signatures and detection capabilities for the tool used in SOC. Additionally, system administrators are essential for maintaining the SOC infrastructure, managing new appliances, their architecture, installation, configuration, okay, as well as ensuring the continuous functioning of the existing technology. And this most of the time require a full-time role. Okay. Apart from these responsibilities, threat intel team and incident response are often separate roles, which are kind of closely kind of related to the SOC environment. Okay, so this is what the chart explains, and this is kind of a basic idea how the three different basic component of any SOC team looks like, which is people, process, and kind of technology. Okay, so now let me see what's the next topic that we like to discuss. So we discuss about the team structure, and now let's deep dive in to the tired socks. Okay, and tired sock tier sock I mean is the tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. So basically what happened is, so in the tier 1 to tier 3, as I explained, tier 1 is something which is learning the ropes. They are kind of fresher in any organization for the SOC team. And tier 2 has a little bit more increased capabilities. And tier 3 are something like they are like the highly complex, they perform the highly complex tasks. Okay. So let's say in a more detailed way, the tier 1 will be kind of doing the initial triage. They will do the analysis a bit. They will handle the ticket generation. Okay, they will engage the other teams as necessary, and the tier 2 will actually scope the further analysis of the alert that came in. They will be kind of providing the technical and remediation support for an incident, and tier 3 will be kind of doing a deep analysis using different kind of methods. They will be kind of be a strategic support for the team. They will be kind of also hunting, let's say for any incident. They will also kind of check what all thing has happened in past, or if they can kind of set up an alert for any kind of complex alert that comes to the team. So let me discuss a bit more about this tiered SOC architecture. So give me 1 second. Okay. So let's talk about, so in the context of security operations center, tiered structure are commonly used, as we told, to organize the analyst role. And tier analysts hold entry level position and follow well defined process to understand SOC rules and collect data. However, a tier 1 analyst may have restrictions. So this is one thing I haven't discussed earlier. So tier 1 analyst also has some restrictions on the tool uses and data access. So they are not like in most of the organizations, they are not kind of um, given the access to all the data that needs to be kind of accessed for handling an incident, or all the tools. And it's actually a little bit kind of correct at certain point of time, because we guys like for me, when I was also kind of starting ahead on my career around 12 13 years back. So thing is that even I agree that okay, I don't need access to all the tools, because being a fresher at that time, there can be a mistake that we can do unintentionally, which can, let's say we access the data, but we forgot to kind of properly manage the data, and somehow that data end up being publicly accessible. Okay, so those are few the decision that leadership needs to take and limit the access to certain tools and data access. But as soon as the people get experience, they get access to more tools going forward. So this is a normal scenario that is kind of being followed in any organization. Okay, arguments for There are certain arguments like for tiered structure in that include focused learning, efficient SOC operation, and there are certain clear expectations that we expect from tier one, tier two, and three. And one of the thing I like to share from my experience is that uh, to like if you any of you guys is like in the tier one, uh, one of the mentality that you can develop is that never think of that there is a task, let's say there's a task which is handled by tier 2 and 3. Never think that okay, that task needs to be handled by you just because they're tier 2 and 3. Okay, this will be not a good thought. Okay, but rather think of that as like, are there any tasks which tier 2 and 3 are handling, and can I somehow get an opportunity to handle that task on my own and showcase my technical capabilities to tier 2 and 3 in the manner that I was able to handle those complex tasks. So rather than avoiding those tasks just because there are specific people doing that task for you, but rather try to explore that opportunity and be involved in that task, or let's say take a full control of that task and complete that task in a much better way. So this will definitely kind of help you in kind of, let's say, uh, rising higher in the ladder in a faster way rather than waiting like, let's say, for years. This will help you, this will bring visibility and will kind of give a reason for the manager to kind of maybe let's promote you in a in few years, let's say. Okay, so these are some of the things that like you can use the tips. Okay, so on the downside for tier one, there are certain issues that they face, that they feel frustrated due to limited access to the tools and data. But we need to kind of accept that since we are fresher, uh, the manager needs to take certain decision that may not make everyone happy, but there are certain decision that needs to be taken, which is actually correct. Okay, so as the analysts progress to higher tiers, such as tier 2, they gain more freedom. Okay, and they handle more complex tasks and also may specialize in activities like malware reverse and memory forensics, let's say. So memory forensics is something we'll be kind of discussing in a detail in going forward. Okay, so this progression actually acknowledge their expertise and allow for efficient SOC operation when it is kind of implemented correctly. So that's all for what tier 1 and tier 2 and 3 means, and how we can kind of uh, go to higher position from being a tier 1 to tier 2 or 3, or from tier 2 and 3 being an incident lead or being a manager in our organization. Okay, so now let me go to the next topic, which is a little bit more discussion about what is tierless and what is tiered. So in most of the organization that I also worked for in my earlier career, is that in one of the organization there was no concept of tieredness. Like there was no tier one, tier two. Everyone was like one team. Okay, which we call as tierless. Okay, but everything has their pros and cons. Okay, so let's say there will be certain organization where you won't see tiered architecture, there will be tierless. Okay, and now let's kind of discuss a bit more about like what's the kind of benefit of company having just tierless or company having tier 1 and tier 2. So before proceeding further with the discussion, I will take a 1 minute break, guys. I'll just grab some water and then we'll kind of continue discussing on this topic. Okay, and in the meantime, just kind of think about any question that you might have, and I like to happy to address that. Okay.